Hello everyone, what's up? This is Amado21 and today we're gonna take a look at a game called Folklore for the PlayStation 3 entertainment system. Now Folklore is known in Japan as FolksSoul Soru Ushinaware Densho, FolksSoul or Lost Folklore, which is an action role-playing video game developed by Game Republic and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. Now the developers were of course Game Republic. Now the directors however were Yoshiki Okamoto, not Yoshiki from X Japan, and also Takashi Shono as well, and then it was written by Hidehisa Mayashita, and this game is only available on the PS3 since Sony is its developer, so for you Xbox players, you're gonna miss out on a good one.
Put on the cloak of sea, and you can meet the dead. The rest, Ellen. It's up to you. But be careful. Finding her might not be a good thing.
Oh, help me!
Hang on!
Let me go!
Hey, finish! Need to be careful. This guy, he'll suck the life out of you just to spite you. Lucky for me, I'm already half dead. I'll say this just one more time. The Netherworld's a very dangerous place. If you go there, you may never make it back.
I must see my mother. If there is any chance of finding her, I can face any danger.
And now that the cutscene is finally over, now I can resume the review. So Folklore is an action role-playing game in which you get to control a third-person view to do a couple of things, such as exploring your surroundings and also engage in combat. Now, from the beginning of the game, you will get a choice to play the game either of the two lead protagonists, a young woman named Ellen, which you've seen right now in the cutscene earlier, or the journalist Keats. Now, both have yet different stories, but their plots intertwine together, and they also have different fighting styles or play styles, for that matter. Now the game, however, is split into two worlds. There is a area world in a small seaside village in an Irish village in Ireland. The village is known as Doolin. And then there is the more fantastical Netherworld, which is inhabited by folk creatures and of course the dead. Now in Doolin, you lead your character, whichever one you choose, throughout the village and the surrounding areas where you cannot engage in combat or use any of your abilities. You're only limited to exploring the village, the locations, and you can interact with the inhabitants. And it also contains multiple search and side puzzle quests that you can do throughout the story, so that way you don't get bored. It also acts as the hub between worlds and subsequent quests. Anyway, when the game takes place in the present day, a young university student by the name of Ellen is lured to the seaside village of Doolin in Ireland led by a letter that her supposedly dead mother wrote, telling her to meet her at the cliff of Scythe Dulin. Also, the journalist Keats from a magazine called Unknown Realms gets a telephone call from a woman in distress that tells him to come to Dulin as well, and crying about fairies who would, and this woman also was crying about fairies who would kill her. But you know, Keats suspects it to be a prank call, but still he decides to pay a visit to Dulin village. And that's when it all takes place. When Ellen arrives at the cliffside, she sees her mother there, and then Keats arrives later on to see what's going on, believing that she was the one that called him. And she was surprised. When she's surprised, says no. He wonders aloud if the figure at the cliff was the one who called him. So, but you guys know what that is. But while you're there, a strong gust of wind just blows across the cliff, and once it's gone, disappeared, Ellen is distraught. She runs onto the beach to find the body of her mother and bumps into a girl from the village named Suzette. Although, the thing about this game is that it was announced at E3 2006, 9 years ago, which was said to be the next generation of dark fantasy. It was to be developed by Game Republic under Yoshiki Okamoto, a video game designer who worked on popular games including Resident Evil. Now, the game was originally titled Unknown Realms before they renamed the Folklore, although Unknown Realms is also a good name. Now, the original name still has presence in the game, as it's the magazine that Keats writes for. Then a playable demo was released on the Japanese PlayStation Network on May 30th, 2007. The demo features 2 playable characters, which we already know about, with the ability to choose from either one of them. Now, the demo included a series of short comic style cutscenes, which you saw at the beginning. Now, those comic style cutscenes can be long sometimes, so you may actually want to be careful while you're doing those. Like, sometimes it's worth it just to skip them, because it just goes on and on and on. Also, exploration of Seaside Village and a trek through a series of playable areas were all in player introduced to the gameplay basics. Now, this demo was all in Japanese, aside from the lines in English that both protagonists would occasionally exclaim during combat. And finally, we got an English speech demonstration, which was released on the European PSN on August of the same year, 2007. A limited time offering. It was removed from the PlayStation Store on August 31st, so it didn't last long. 9 days. Now, the demo was released in North America on August 23rd, 2007, and you had your choice between English and traditional Chinese speech demo. Also, the same demo with English and traditional Chinese version was released on the Asian PSN on September 4th, 2007. And then recently, the original Japanese demo was released in English version on European and US PlayStation Network stores. Now, there was supposed to be a sequel to this game. Now, as you can see right here, this is where you could select either character. Right now, I'm at the part where I just selected Keats.
Is it you, Mother?
And like I was saying, this is the cutscene where I was talking about earlier, where the wind blows and, you know, Keats meets Ellen. So I'm just gonna shut the fuck up so you guys can watch it.
Why won't you answer me?
Excuse me.
What?
Are you the one who telephoned me?
Who are you? Why would I?
Perhaps not. What about the lady over there?
Mother!
Hey, no, don't touch. She's dead. We gotta call the
Let
police.
me go! Mother! Oh my God! Someone! Someone, please!
A murder in the village of the dead. Tell me this is a joke.
And there you go. That was the prologue, which we just finished. And see this scenes like this where they're talking through comic style, they just get annoying at a certain point. But if you actually read through them, you'll actually enjoy the story and you'll actually know what the hell you're doing. Anyway, as I was saying, the now defunct Game Republic, which made this game, was planning a PlayStation Portable download only compatible Folklore sequel and had pitched the idea to Sony. Sony received the idea. They took the idea pretty good, but due to the poor sales of course, the original Folklore, they just weren't into making. They weren't keen into making the Greenlight project, which failed to pass the internal review board at Sony by a few points. So the sequel to this, gone, long gone. So if you had this game back in the early days and you wanted a sequel, then you're out of luck. See, like this comic style cutscenes, they give you a choice to either skip them by pressing the triangle, which just fast forwards through them, or just X to just escape nice and slow. But I decided not to do that. We decided, me and my niece, who's actually doing the gameplay, we decided not to do this. That way we could show you. Now, originally the video was supposed to be an hour long, but trust me, who's gonna watch a 1 hour review? And anyhow, we're getting to the point where you're gonna get the scene in which Keats transforms. So when you see this, you tell me who has a better transformation, Ellen or our pal Keats. Now, till we get to that scene, there was an official soundtrack which was released on 3 discs on June 27, 2007 by Team Entertainment. The music was composed by Kenji Kawai and Shinji Hosoe, Ayako Saso and Hiroto Saito. The song Nephilim by Japanese band Abingdon Boys School plays during the end credits if you actually manage to beat the game. Now, the first disc number 1 included 18 songs, disc number 2 included 15, and then the third included 19. So it was a well worth soundtrack. And here we go, the cutscene. It should start right about now. Once the cutscene is over, then I'll let you know the review scores by some of the top reviewers on the gaming industry.
Well, this is interesting. What's happening to that girl?
By absorbing the power of the Cloak of Thee, she has become a traveler of the Netherworld. You also hold the same power.
The land of the dead? Not interested. I prefer, well, something more substantial. In fact, I'm amazed I can even see you.
Now that looks badass.
Amazing. Even the pain feels real. This is certainly a lucid dream.
As you wished, you have attained the powers of a Netherworld traveler. Now go and take her from this place, lest she bring disaster to the Netherworld.
But what powers can she possibly have to cause disaster there? She only went to search for her mother.
The portal to the Netherworld lies beyond here. Go and see for yourself.
So alright guys, let's resume, and as you can see, the scores that were given to this game by, first of all, 1up.com was a B, Eurogamer gave it a 5 out of 10, GameSpot a 7 out of 10, GameSpy gave it 4 stars out of 5, we have GamesRadar who gave it an 8 out of 10, Game Trailers 7.2 out of 10, GameZone 9 out of 10, and IGN 9 out of 10. Now this game also received 2 awards. The first one was GameZone's Editor's Choice, and of course IGN's Editor's Choice. 2 awards, which is better than nothing. Now I hope you guys actually enjoyed this review. I hope you actually like this game, and if you see it, you can just pick it up, and it's worth it. I mean, when I found it, it was just sad. They were selling it at about $7, I believe, $6.99. So I decided just to pick it up just for the hell of it. So, but anyway, guys, I do recommend this game. It's pretty fun. You should play it, and also there is no online multiplayer. It's just a story, which back then, 7 was when the multiplayer was still when we barely cared about multiplayer back then. It wasn't until about a year later, when the game started with the multiplayer, that we all said, okay, if the game doesn't have multiplayer, fuck it. But there are some games that have been left behind due to that issue of having no multiplayer, and people have missed out on them. But anyways, you guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next review. So, peace out.